Hey grade 6 students, Happy New Year to all of you. Welcome to the first science lecture video of semester 2. In this video we'll be talking about reproduction. So what's reproduction? Is the process by which organisms are produced from parents. It can be one parent or two parents. For this reason we have two types of reproduction. Asexual reproduction is the process that does not require the participation of two partners. It's an organism that is produced from one parent. While bisexual reproduction, two parents or two partners produce an organism. Let's first start with a revision about asexual reproduction that does not require the participation of two parents. We have different types of asexual reproduction, such as binary fission or budding. In this slide, we're talking about binary fission. Paramecium and bacteria are organisms that reproduce asexually by binary fission. Here we have one parent that produces two identical daughter cells. A constriction appears in the middle. A constriction appears in the middle of the body of the parent, and this constriction splits the organism into two daughter cells. So what's binary fission? Binary fission is an asexual reproduction by which one organism produces two identical daughter cells. What's the second type of reproduction? It's sexual reproduction. How does sexual reproduction happen? Females produce an ovum. The ovum is the female reproductive cell. Males produce sperms. The sperm is the male reproductive cell. The sperm fertilizes the ovum. This process is called fertilization, which is the union of the sperm with an ovum. When a sperm fertilizes an ovum, a zygote is formed. This zygote is a one cell that starts to divide and continue dividing to turn into an embryo growing inside the female body. So the zygote becomes an embryo growing inside the female's body. The female provides the embryo with its needs, with oxygen, nutrients, during a period called gestation. When the gestation period is finished, viviparous animals will give birth to their young. Here is the baby, and this is sexual reproduction in mammals. Gestation period is different for different kinds of mammals. For human, it's for 9 months. What about sexual reproduction in birds? Fertilization, the union of the sperm with the and the ovum happens inside the female bird's body. 4 steps. First one, fertilization. Second one, laying of the eggs. So the female bird lays the eggs. Here is the fertilized egg. Here is the germ spot. The yellow part is the yolk. The white part is the albumin. The internal parts of the egg are protected by shell membranes, and in the outside we have the shell of the egg. The shell lets oxygen pass through the embryo growing inside the egg. The shell membranes protect and support the embryo. The albumin provides the embryo with water and protein. The yolk provides the embryo with food. And after 21 days of incubation, the female egg sits on the eggs. The female bird sits on the egg for 21 days, and after incubation, the chick breaks the egg. Let's see. We'll do this. You will have 10 seconds to answer the question. Which type of reproduction is this? Is it sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction? So that's right. It's one organism, as you can see right here. We have one organism, a unicellular organism, that is reproducing on its own to produce two daughter cells without the engagement or the participation of a partner. So this is an asexual reproduction, correct? Another question, also 10 seconds, okay? Now, give the names of the animal sex cells engaged in the fertilization process. A is what? Sperm cells, that's right. What about B? It's the ovum. The sperm fertilizes the ovum to form a zygote. That's right. Now we're going to talk about reproduction of insects. You'll find this lesson in your book on page 50. Insects reproduce sexually, and fertilization, the union of the sperm with the ovum, happens inside the female insect's body. Then, the female lays its eggs on the leaves of plants. Here is the bedbug life cycle. Here is the adult one. The adult bedbug lays eggs. What about the ladybug? Here is the adult ladybug. It also lays eggs. The butterfly. Adult butterflies lay eggs. Bedbug, ladybug, butterfly are examples of insects. Insects reproduce sexually. Fertilization happens inside the female's body, and after fertilization, females lay eggs on the underside of plants' leaves. Insects are oviparous since they lay eggs. One embryo, one baby develops inside each one egg. Let's take a look on the butterfly life cycle. The fertilization of the ovum takes place inside the female's body. The female of this butterfly lays its eggs on a tree leaf. Eggs of butterflies are tiny and they have different shapes. Few days later, a creature that looks like worm hatches out of the egg. This is the larva. The larva stage is the active stage. It's where all the development and the growth of the butterfly happens. The larva feeds on leaves and grows in a fast way. The fully grown larva is a caterpillar with 6 legs. This caterpillar does not look like the adult butterfly. So as I said, all growth happens in this stage. And let me tell you that the caterpillar loses its skin 4 times before it stops growing and it stops eating. Then we have the pupa stage, which is the resting stage. In this stage, the caterpillar spins a cocoon around its body and it fastens itself to a plant with a silk thread. The caterpillar inside the pupa sheds for the 5th and the last time. It loses its shape and turns into a butterfly. Then in the adult stage, the baby butterfly goes out of the pupa. So after the pupa is formed, the cocoon tears apart and it lets go a butterfly. Soon, the baby butterfly turns into an adult butterfly. What are the different stages of a butterfly life cycle? Egg, larva, pupa, adult. The exoskeleton, the skin of the larva, doesn't let her grow that much. So, on each stage, on each step, the larva needs to remove the tiny exoskeleton, the tiny skin, and grow a new one, a bigger one. And let me remind you that the larva sheds 5 times. That's what we call molting. So, after hatching out of the egg, the insect must molt as it grows, since the exoskeleton doesn't let the insect grow. So a new exoskeleton forms under the old one, and after each molt, the insect grows a little bit more. This is molting. Egg, larva, pupa, adult. Molting is when the insect sheds its exoskeleton and grows a new one. Does a larva look like an adult butterfly? No, the caterpillar doesn't look at all like a butterfly. Butterflies change a lot. They change their shapes, their form a lot during their life cycle. That's what we call metamorphosis. So, metamorphosis is the change that insects go through during their life cycle. Baby insects do not look like adult insects. Let's arrange the stages of the life cycle of a butterfly in order. What's number 1? Eggs, caterpillar, pupa or butterfly? It's the egg. Second, we have the
caterpillar.
Third stage
Pupa.
is the pupa stage. The last one is the adult insect stage.
Butterfly.
In this case, it's the
Butterfly.
adult butterfly. That's right. Another game about stages of a butterfly's life cycle.
Play. Many insects, like butterflies and moths, have 4 separate stages of life cycle, each of which looks completely different and has a different purpose in the life of the insect. A mother butterfly lays eggs on fresh green leaves or stems. After a few days, the shell of the egg breaks and a long worm-like caterpillar comes out. It's also called larva. A larva feeds voraciously and grows quickly in size. It may shed its skin a few times to enclose its rapidly growing body. Once the larva is big enough, it stops eating and enters the transformation stage. This is called a chrysalis and sometimes also pupa. During this stage, the caterpillar's tissues are broken down and the adult insect's body is formed. After some time, the shell of the pupa breaks and an adult butterfly comes out. Adult butterflies become mature gradually. Female butterflies lay eggs after mating and the next generation is born. The life cycle starts again. Click and drop the given words to label the different stages of the life cycle of a butterfly. butterfly. Mother butterfly lays eggs. Egg. Mother butterfly lays eggs. Caterpillar. Caterpillar, also called larva. Chrysalis. Chrysalis, also called pupa. You have completed this game. Now try the next one. Click and drop the pictures in the correct boxes. Butterfly. Egg. Caterpillar. Chrysalis.
Here we go. What are the different stages of a butterfly's life cycle? Egg, larva, pupa, adult. Adult insects lay eggs on the underside of twig leaves. Each egg gives one embryo, one larva. The larva stage is the active stage where the larva feeds on leaves and grows fast and molts many times. Then the fully grown caterpillar makes a cocoon during the pupa stage and rests and sheds for the last time. Then, few days later, the cocoon tears apart and it lets out an insect or an adult butterfly, a young butterfly. What's molting? Molting is when the insect sheds its exoskeleton and grows a new one under it. Metamorphosis is the set of changes that or which insects go through during their life to become adults. Thank you, dear ones. If you still have any questions about the lesson, please send me messages and I will be happy to answer all of your questions. Bye bye.